across here. We need some light. Loose. Okay, everyone, good night over here. Am I seeing everyone? In the back, in the front, on the right, on the left. Great. So we're here tonight to celebrate the head of what I call the Mitches. Not the bitches, but the Mitches. And if it's one thing we know for sure, it's going to be a spectacular party. Let's hear for that. So I have had the honor of knowing Colin for, all right, guys, in the middle. Those people in the middle, Kwame, are you calling your name, huh? Is he lawyers? Is he lawyers? I've had the honor of knowing Colin for 36 years. I wouldn't tell you at what age we met, but it's a long time. And before we get into all the fun, there's one thing I want to say. There's one person that is no longer with us. His mom, Auntie Susie, who I remember fondly, many, many moments. And I want to just say she's going to be exceptionally proud of the person that you are today. So could we all raise a glass on behalf of Auntie Suze to say happy birthday, Colin? Okay, so we don't have a lot of speeches tonight. We do have one of the most important people speaking first. He is the kingsman of the Scottish Mitchell lineage, Mr. Ingram Mitchell.
Amanda, thank you very much for that introduction. And thank you, Colin, for inviting us and so many people tonight. A spectacular show. I'm very proud to know that my son has been capable of rounding up so many people. So thank you very much for coming, ladies, gentlemen, and others. And I really was press ganged into this coming tonight because Colin wanted me to give a speech, but seeing this sophisticated audience, I am a crude Scotsman, and my humor tends to be a bit below the average for this crowd. Anyway, I have to say we are all gathered here tonight for a certain reason. And I'm sure you know what the reason is. The reason is we want to drink out the amount of booze that Colin has. That's got thought about. Yeah. So I really have scrapped the speech that I was going to give because I realize the audience is a different type of audience to what I'm accustomed to speaking to. Colin is an action man. And when he sees something he's doing, he does it one time. He wasn't so good at school. Hey, that's my buddy, man. And in fact, I used to dread going to school. I remember over a couple of years having to park my car outside the house and honk the horn. From school, he went almost straight into promoting fetes. And he was very successful at that. He had several gimmicks to bring in the crowd, of course. My favorite gimmick was free drinks all night. In fact, he did so well that on one Saturday, 13,000 people turned up for his fete, causing much confusion on the road between Chaguaramas and Port of Spain. Yeah. I'll take over that now. Stuart not talking. Yeah. So anyway, eventually the Fed business got a bit stale. And you know, Colin doesn't like stale things. He likes everything to be on the ball. So came to me one day and he said, Daddy, you think I should go into the sign business? Oh, I didn't know anything. I was a printer at that time, and I didn't know anything about the sign business. I thought a sign business was when a guy sits down in a corner and makes signs like beware of the dog or keep off the grass. Not realizing that Colin's idea was to wrap the big delivery trucks. Outstanding colors and so on. And also have billboards on the side of the highway. In other words, it was a big business. And he was also successful at that. So much so, up until last year, he wrapped the TSTT headquarters. A good one. Yeah. A building that was 85 feet high. Colin really has the guts, you know. So he has reached a stage where he's probably, I don't know, but probably financially secure.
I saw that. Rail Brooks.
And when businessmen reach this stage, they certainly turn to philanthropy. In other words, they go back to the public and try to make amends for having thieved them for so many years.
Hello, laugh, sir.
I go alone. So Colin chose, very serious now, he chose a sort of charity, the creche, which, the shelter, yeah, which rehabilitates unfortunate women who have been abused by the mates and so on. And of course, it is not a very popular thing. It doesn't attract much donations on its own. And Colin has to work very hard to raise the money to keep this going. He has an addendum on his invitation tonight, which urges you, instead of giving him another present, give the present to the creche instead. I hope you take advantage of this.
Yeah. I like that promo.
Well, I won't take up your time much more. In fact, I won't take it up anymore. Very happy. I'm very happy to be here tonight. The speech that I had prepared was a bit different to the one which I have just delivered, because I'm a coarse Scotsman and my humor tends to be at a low level. So good night, everybody, and thank you very much for having me.
Thank you, Uncle Ingram.